Welcome back to Hello Nigeria, and our top story today, we're discussing gender disparity in the workplace. Who is more at an advantage in seeking employment, men or women? And the panel here today seems to lean towards, based on the reality in Nigeria, is that it's still a man's world. And you were saying something before we went on that.
Yeah, basically, we're talking about how we need to go beyond gender to get jobs or to give jobs. Basically, people should be given based on merit and not whether she's a woman or the person is a man or you need a man. But before while we went on break, somebody raised a very valid comment. Our floor manager, he said a lot of the time we women are the ones who are putting ourselves at that disadvantaged position. According to him, men are also very much disadvantaged because when women, there are certain things a man will do, they'll be like, oh, he's acting like a woman, he's talking like a woman. So basically, we've already put ourselves in a certain kind of box, according to him. So according to him, men are more disadvantaged. He raised up the example Ayo brought about with regards to marketing, how a man would never be employed to do a job of a marketer.
Not never. Just that it's
hardly be employed.
They would pick a woman over a man in many cases because of the and it's unfortunate because of the scruples of the marketing industry, if I could put it that way, in terms of in Nigeria.
All right, we have a call from Ikorodu. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, Martins from Ikorodu.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
Martins.
Morning.
Afternoon, Martins. We can hear you loud and clear. Talk to us.
I had your conversation about the gender sentiment.
Yes.
In my own opinion, I must say that women sometimes have the greater opportunity to get a job in every place than men. For example...
Oh dear, we lost that. But he's of a contrary opinion that women are more advantaged. But I'll tell you, even on an international scale, if you do recall the Beijing conference for women in 1992 that came together to look at it as an international agenda, they left with a few pointers. They said they came up together to appeal to governments all around the world to end the persistent and increasing burden of poverty on women. And if you do, women do a lot in the household. They're the small-scale business owners. They're the ones that go to farm land when the men just play draft and take snuff.
In many cases.
In many African countries. Yeah. And also
in Malawi,
inequalities. And I was very sad when they shut down the bill. Maybe the problem was in the way it was termed, gender equality bill. They say, oh, people just started, populist sentiment that they want to make women more equal to men. But it was talking about things like inequalities and inadequacies and equal access to education and training. Because people have female children and they hiss, they say, oh, I'm going to send my boy to university instead of the female. Access to healthcare and related services too. Violence against women, inequality in economic structures, policies. One thing I like the Republic of Rwanda for is they have the highest number of female parliamentarians it's by an act of law. Yeah. There's an equal quota for women representation.
And men, So as much as possible, women should be involved in governance, even here in Nigeria. And also, the women who are in governance, please ensure that you make room for other people to come in. And also in your conduct, do not go there and give us a bad name. Because in giving us a bad name, we have a habit of blowing up the
They point to the one or two women that have been doing bad things and forget the millions of men that kept
doing
us
terrible things
in this situation. Yes.
Okay, this is still Women Wednesday, and in celebration of Women Wednesday, we have a very important person who I interviewed a while ago. Her name is Toyin Lawani. She runs 40 businesses. You can try to imagine how she does that successfully, but I think you should take a look at the video to get a proper understanding. Jack of all trades, the master of none. This is a line that we're oftentimes used to hearing. But I'm seated with someone who has happened to defy this phrase as she runs about 20 businesses at the same time while being an amazing mother at it. I'm talking about Toyin Lawani, the CEO of Tiannahsplace Empire. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You look really nice. I like your makeup.
Thank you. I have to always look nice. I sell beauty. I sell
I was just
So-
going to say
so
that
happy.
you do your profession, you do it justice in terms of
Thank
you
you so
turning
much.
out really well. So
Thank you so much.
So Tiannahsplace Empire, when I walked in, I saw some of the staff. The shirt had Tiannah's Place. I'm seeing Tiannah's Empire, Elegante.
Yeah, Tiannah's Beauty Salon, because we want everybody to stand for what they're here for. If you're an hairstylist, I want someone to walk in here and know that you're an hairstylist, you're a stylist. Then we have Fashion Academy as well. So I want them to really tell the students from the staff or where the sections they want to go.
And how did the name come about?
My daughter, she's 10 now. When I had her, I was in school then in New Life. It's actually called Christiana. Then I shortened it to Tiana. The way my son is Oluwatenola, and I shortened it to Tenor. So everybody's like, what's Tenor? I'm like, Oluwatenola. Like, oh, it's Yoruba. I'm like, yes.
I didn't think it was Yoruba.
I didn't think it is Yoruba. It is Yoruba actually.
All right, lovely. Now, when you walk in here, let me tell people, because a lot of people might not understand. So let us walk you through Tiannahsplace Empire.
Yeah.
You walked into what seemed, obviously, even the front of the building looked grand, but I think the grandeur wasn't justified outside. Coming in is
I
even
know.
grander. So
I know.
what gave you this vision? This is such a wonderful place.
This is not just like a vision, this is a dream. Because we all dream of things we want to do, how we want our big floor to look like. So it's like I'm a very creative person and I think about things a lot. I'm like, I want chandeliers, I want this, and I'm into furnishing as well. So it's just like an art, like a thing that I do, and I put things together and it just happens the way I want it to stand out. And like 10 years ago, when I opened up the first Tiannahsplace, which was at VI or in July, it was kind of small, and I really wanted somewhere big, which I started from the mainland. I first started from Upper Benson Institute. I started with skin, and you guys know I have my skin products now.
Tiannah's Glow.
She knows. Called Tiannah's Glow products, and most of our pregnant women and kids, elderly, they really use these products because it's more like homemade remedies. Like, you know how the old ones say, like, there's nothing that can beat herbs.
Yeah.
It's better than refined products like onyx, timber, and I try to educate people every day, telling them that, see, it's better use natural products than using bleaching products.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, oh, Toyin Lawani, I think she's bleaching, she's bleaching. I use natural products on my skin. That's why it glows.
So on the record, no bleaching.
I don't bleach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that exclusive right here.
I don't, but
Right.
I tone. There's a difference between toning and bleaching. Bleaching is when you use ash ingredients on your skin that can make you like hydroquinone and all that. My products are naturally made. Only my black soap contains like 25 different products, which makes your skin glow naturally. You know about old skin.
So that people are free to use your
dark
products
people,
without paying
any
that
skin color, even babies use my products. I educate people on Instagram every day while some people say, oh, wow, baby using your product. I'm like, listen, it's homemade products. So I have to even put in Tiannah's Glow natural products for people to get it in. Like, not everybody that is light skin is bleaching. We have edible things that we can even put on our skin that will make us like bomb in 2 days, and you won't believe your eyes, especially honey, fresh milk from the cow. If you know how to suffer all those things, and a lot of people want nice skin and they don't want to do the work.
We all want nice.
But they don't want to do the work. When
No.
you give them one herb and like rub it and your skin is sticky, like, I can't sleep with this, is sticky. I'm like, you want good skin, right? Then you have to do it. They're like, Toyin, I'm sure what you're selling is not what you're using. I'm like, duh, I use all my products. Why would I?
studied English in school, and I'm wondering
then
where you got
beauty.
all this knowledge from about.
I actually
cream.
read English in school. So while I was in year 2 in Unilag, I joined Upper Benson Institute because I really had a flair for beauty. I knew how to make hair. I can make hair on my own hair. I braid hair. Yeah, because I went to hair school, and I went to hair school in Korea and India as well, in Chennai. So I actually did my own work, and my mom is an entrepreneur as well. My grandma was an entrepreneur. My grandma was a regent. She was a regent in College City, and my grandfather was the minister in college. So the pedigree was set properly. My mom is someone that if you tell her, oh, I want to do this, she's like, you want to do this? Okay, I have a school in Korea, go there. They'll teach you properly. She wants you to know what you're doing. And she says to me all the time, Toyin, if you don't know your onions, people will cheat you. You need to know your work. At times, maybe a makeup artist will disappoint me. That was actually how I started out. When I opened up my first boutique in VI, when I moved from the mainland, which was beauty first, then I moved to VI, opened up a big store. Then it was just 5 businesses. Then it was my ticketing office, Tiannah's Travels and Tours, and my barbing salon, my spa, and I think, then I had a boutique. Then people will come and say, oh, Toyin, I have this show, that show. What should I wear? I'm like, wear this. And I put it together. Then one of my friends says one day, Toyin, you can be charging them money for styling. Why do you put things together for people? I'm like, who put it together for them? They're buying it from me. I should tell them, I say no. Put it together for them professionally. Let them buy the earrings they're wearing with you, everything. Charge them for styling instead of charging them for buying the clothes. Then with time, when I started styling magazine covers, a lot of people now started reaching out to me. It was complete fashion cover then, Frank Cap. She was their editor, and it's like, so can you style covers, which, you know, obviously we've all paid our dues. They don't really pay, but it gets people out there. Yeah, the publicity is very good. And she had all these celebrities, Whiskey, Davido, these guys, to call me up, like, Tiana, please, I have a shoe, can you style it? And I'm like, okay, I'll style it. I'll wake my tailors up in the middle of the night. We had just 12 hours. And I'm like, we need to create an outfit for Davido. I don't want us to use anything in this store. I love every artist to have my touch, and it has to be something unique. And all these covers that I've done for these celebrities, even when I see them nominate them for awards, they use my covers. Funke Akindele, I'm sure you remember our Why Naija cover.
You did for Whiskey.
Yes, then they use all their covers, any cover in Edo, any cover I touch, trends. And I now started focusing on why it trends, because I create my pieces, then I took my designing serious.
So what do you think what's that attribute or that special design, that special touch that differentiates yours from other designers and other stylists as well?
Number one, everybody else source fabrics from Nigeria. Everybody else, they don't print their own fabrics. I go as far as printing my fabrics. It has to be something that nobody can find. That way you stand out. Yes, I might have a creative idea. I see a lot of people copy my designs on Instagram. I used to get upset. But now someone says, come, don't be mad. You are a trendsetter. Yeah. You should be happy that people are copying your designs. And I read that comment and I'm like, you know what, yeah, that's true. And I tell them, if I inspire you, tag me, no need. I will get upset. This is Nigeria. So every day you have to come up with something new. It's like, let's say Versace, they make one dress and they sell that one dress the whole summer. You know it's Versace. We will go abroad and buy that Versace. But if you come to my store and you see one dress in 10 pieces, will you pick it up?
No, you wouldn't.
Because you don't want to look like everybody else. Everybody else now wants to stand out. They want to look different. And I do custom-made pieces. So because I do custom-made pieces, one-off, people love using me because they know every time they come, they'll find something new. I'll be creative and switch it up for them. And that was how I got into music video directing. Because of my costuming. Then directors would call me, Tiana, please, can you style this video? Then I would design all the pieces and bring them. Like, how did you come up with this? I designed them myself. Like, wow. Then more projects. I'm sure you saw Tony Lawani's video, the one with the red sheets.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's make it an outfit. Then I'll drip a lot of red sheets, tie a tight ear. When I saw it on camera, it was on a red. I'm like, what? Did I do that? So it's more of like the creativity and imagination as well. And I put in a lot of work I put in a lot of effort.
But let's go back to your business again, because I'm sure there are lots of young people or even aspiring entrepreneurs out there who are wondering, you've done such a fantastic job in terms of 20 businesses under one roof.
Well,
the first question I'd like to ask you is, number one, what were the challenges starting out? Number two, it looks like a capital-intensive project. How did you source for funding? Because a lot of entrepreneurs have that problem. Then number three is the daily, how have you sustained that name, the name and the brand? Because sometimes some people start greatly and towards the beginning or the end they lose the quality. So two questions in one.
Okay, you asked me about 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, but I remember 3. So number one, you said it's capital intensive. Yes, it is capital intensive, but I think I'm a master planner and I'm someone that if I want something, I go for it. Now, when I started out, I focused on my businesses that were making me a lot of money. The spa, the skin products, yes, everybody wants to look nice. And I had a lot of matured clients, governors' wives that come, they don't like noise, they go back. I have corporate clients as well. So it's a project that I saved up for. And I'm like, this is my big dream. When I lived, that Onijalaimi was like 5 bedrooms. And it was really big, and even with what I did there. But you know, they say, when God wants to push you to where your grace is, something bad happens to you first. Then my landlord came one day and he was like, oh, Tiana, I think I had a dream and your rent from 1.5 now is 8.5. And I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? For what?
That's a drastic
for what?
8.5.
Because he saw what I did with the place. I'm someone that if you give me a dead place, I'll turn it into somewhere lively in a second. And I kept breaking the walls and I expanded it, and he came one day like, this is not the space I gave you. You broke my compound, you did this. I'm like, no, that's what he gave me. I just demarcated and made it different. Then when the man started giving me all these problems, I moved my tailors to my house. I was working from home then. So it was not easy. I was working from home. I didn't have a store where people could come, and I was trying to sort out the problem with the landlord. I've been on that property for like 5 years. And I'm like, okay, someone else said to me, Toyin, for that amount of money, you can even get somewhere bigger, way bigger in Lekki or somewhere better. Then we saw this and like, oh, they wanted to sell it. I'm like, ooh. okay, how can I come up with this money? I don't want to kill my savings, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and I still don't want to borrow. One thing happened, the other, saved up, put things together, got the place. I did this place for actually 1 year, and a lot of people didn't even know, because this building was actually something else before, and I turned it around. What I noticed.
Answered two of Ayo's questions.
Yes, I did.
One. How do you manage to run it day to day? Are you personally involved?
You have to be personally involved in your business, except you don't have passion for it.
20 of them. How are you able to strike
This
a balance?
is not even about business now. This is about passion. There's nobody that starts a business. If you are not passionate about it, that business is going to fall. No matter how good that you think you are, if you are not involved in your business, it will fall, because your passion, your niche, your touch is what makes everything you. So even if you take professionals, right now I have a lot of professionals working for me in different fields, but I still find that there are some clients that will come and say, no, if I don't see you, Toyin, I'm not going to make this stretch. You are the one that has to do this for me, But with time, it will kill you too, because you can't attend to everybody else, which is why you have to get professionals and train them every time. So at least once in a while, when you're not there, the business can run itself and it can balance out. All the staff needs training. If you don't train them, you trust me, when you're not here, even the customer service is the most important thing. And customer service in Nigeria is very, very poor. Customer service can ruin somebody's business. You can just want to call someone and say, oh, I want to go here and buy. Don't go there, they're very rude. I know one restaurant on the mainland, they will practically toss your plate in your face. If you go there and tell them put more soup or put something, or they will eat, or I'm like, and I realized that, wow, this is illiteracy actually. This is not, they're not angry with you, but it's just illiteracy. They don't understand that they're not supposed to do that. And if you do that in my restaurant, I'm sure I will chase you away.
So quickly, you had a very, very traumatizing experience recently with your fibroid.
Yeah.
How has this helped to change your mentality with regards to life generally, with your work and everything?
Number one, I have to correct you. That didn't change my life in any way other than my health is better, and I wanted to share the experience with people that see. You think I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I have my own problems as well. I've had these fibroids carrying it around for almost like 10 years, and nobody knew. Everybody comes on my page, oh, mother, I have too sexy body, this, that. I'm like, yo, I have 3 huge fibroids growing in me. And I didn't speak about it until after I did the surgery. I didn't even want to talk about it. But I had to talk about it because I realized that there are too many ignorant people out there. There are loads of women suffering from these fibroids that happened in front of me before. I almost bled to death, and I ended up in Reading saying I was weak. I'm like, wow, this is how people die. What if I didn't have anybody to rush me to the hospital while I was bleeding non-stop? So I really wanted people to learn from this. But I feel the first time you ever have a child, your first child, that is the only thing that changed a woman's life. Once you have kids, the way you think is going to be different from how everybody thinks, because you have something to lose. You have people to live for. So that has always changed my perspective about life when people are taking too serious. And I'm like, it's just life anyway. We're all not going to make it alive. We're all going to go. So what is important, what we need to focus on is our legacy, what we leave for our kids. What my mom left for me is what I took on, because my mom was running all these businesses. She had the salon, she had the spa, she had this, she had that. So she supported me, and it was from the pedigree. I have a lot of people in Nigeria, like Amarashi's mom, the musician. I directed her video, Get Down, the new one, and costuming. The mom left her bank job to focus on that child. And I'm like, then how are you coping? She has 4 kids. You left the bank just for say, I see, when she talks about her daughter, you would know she has passion for that child. Like, I see what my child is. That girl is talented.
I agree with you.
She's
I've seen
very
her,
talented.
We've had her on our show
yes.
before as well.
I worked on her first video, her second video. That girl is talented. So the woman had to put everything on pause. And now, Airtel is giving Amarachi 5 million, putting her on a billboard, doing this, doing that. The mother is proud. She is fending for that family. It's like Willow Smith and other people. So we have a lot of people in Nigeria that, no, why is your child going into music? Why is your child on Instagram? Why is your child on this? Why? You are supposed to help your child nurture their dreams. Did Beyonce know she was going to be the number 1 lady in the music industry? No, she didn't. Okay. But with the parents' support. So I think everything is support and pedigree.
Fantastic. What is your last line to people who want to start a business watching you right now? What is that one thing they need to bear in mind? Number 1,
you have to be very, very strong, and you have to be creative and different to stand out and to take the world. That is the advice.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Well done. We've learned so much from you today, and I'm sure a lot of people at home are, living inspired.
And we look forward to enjoying some of the many luxuries that Tiannahsplace Empire has to offer.
I know. I can't wait to start in a red dress.
I can't wait to wear a red dress.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.